Kate Middleton may never come back as she was, report. In an exclusive with Us Weekly, let's debunk this. The quote from the alleged source never said that the Princess of Wales is never coming back to royal duties. Here is exactly what was said according to a second source. Quote, reevaluating what she's going to be able to take on when she comes back, noting she may never come back in the role that people saw her in before. Something of or think of it as like a slimmed down role, so to speak. But obviously, the question is, do we trust sources? And over here at In Royal News, unless there is something tangible attached to it, like, I don't know, it's coming out of the person's mouth or an actual statement released, then the answer is no. But the problem this has created is that other media outlets have taken and ran with this in the way to make it look like she is never going to come back, which obviously has now created another frenzy, because a lot of you all have been sending me articles and stuff like that. The most important thing you can do is read the original. Instead of reading things from media takeout or, sometimes TMZ is pretty good, but sometimes they can get a little bit, or any other publication that has an agenda. They all have an agenda, but you know what I mean. And thoroughly read. And when you read, try to understand the wordplay that's going on. And when you navigate through that and pick out the pieces that don't belong, you are able to formulate an opinion that is not only constructive, but not influenced around the current reputation of the British royal family. I hope that makes sense. Now, to pivot a little bit, I have to give credit where credit is due. I have my criticisms about King Charles as well as Queen Camilla. They're personal criticisms, nothing to do with them as working royals. Because if we're going to be very honest, them as working royals have been amazing. They show up, they do the work, and at one point Camilla was holding it down. Now I am separating the individual from the working royal. With the king being 75 years old, going through treatment for cancer, he is still able to show up at his big age and do the work. Granted, it may not be in the same capacity as, he would have once been doing, but he hasn't really missed a mark. On the other hand, the big issue is the Prince and Princess of Wales and now the secrecy surrounding almost everything about them. The cries for privacy and to be left alone. And we all know who was not afforded the same thing. And that's backfired against them, right? Because you have now not only their country, but the world questioning what in the world is going on with the Prince and Princess of Wales. We know the story that you're telling us, but a vibrant woman in her 40s who is supposed to be, according to her, going through preventative chemotherapy is nowhere to be found. And then there are hints that she cannot possibly come back to the role as she was before, thus leaving everybody in the dark. When the King of England has been very transparent, I can guarantee you there are no questions about Charles. We have none. Maybe some concerns, but Charles, for the most part, has been very transparent, which is the perfect thing to do. These two, not so much. And then when they do give us something, makes you scratch your head a bit. But yet people let them get off and get away with it to a certain extent. And I want to point out that I really truly hope the Princess of Wales, will be okay. She has 3 young children. We don't want anything bad to happen to her. We want her to be fine. I have seen little reports here or there that she is allegedly susceptible to illness. Again, we don't know exactly what's going on with her. All we know is it's supposed to be preventative, whereas King Charles's diagnosis is he has cancer and he's out and about. Therefore, I say all that to say going forward, when you see reports or you see articles or media outlets posting regarding Kate and her health, make sure you actually read it. And don't just read to continue formulating a bad opinion that you may already have about her, because I know a lot of my audience, whatever you feel. But let's read to have an educated opinion and not buy into the fluff that is trying to be created to garner interest in the couple or the family. I said in an interview when I was interviewed in the United Kingdom during the coronation that I think Charles the King would do a great job. And that's different from how people feel as Charles the person. If you take a look at what Charles accomplished while he was the Prince of Wales, and the things that he has done as king and that unfortunately have been overshadowed by family drama, not a bad job. The unfortunate part is he has made a lot of bad personal decisions in his life, in which we all have made bad personal decisions. Am I excusing it? No. The only difference is he is on an international platform, whereas we are not. But he doesn't have the popularity of his mother. And his wife will never have the popularity of his first wife, Diana, Princess of Wales. But thinking level-headedly, the two haven't really missed a beat, especially within the last year. And I think this era is going to haunt the now Prince and Princess of Wales. They have bordered the line of not enough transparency. And if not now, at some point they might be held accountable for it. So, those are just my thoughts. As always, comment your thoughts below. Let's make sure the comment section is respectful. I have my views, you have your views. Respect mine, I respect yours. Mwah. Bye.